Welcome to the Parent Information Session for Fall 2020. The purpose of this information session is to provide you with an opportunity to learn more about the transition to school, On Our Way to K program, and the planned events throughout the year. It is also to share information to encourage your child's learning as he or she gets ready to go to kindergarten. Transition to kindergarten, On Our Way to K. 4 steps. The first step is kindergarten registration. If you're attending this event, you've likely already completed this step. Number 2, the information session for parents and guardians. This is the current step that we're on. Number 3, the early years evaluation or the IDA testing. And number 4, the school visit. The early years evaluation direct assessment or the IDA. The Early Years Evaluation Direct Assessment is an assessment administered one-on-one with children soon to enter kindergarten. The IDA takes approximately 45 minutes per child. There's colorful pictures and physical activities that make it more fun for the children. During the assessment, an information session is offered to parents. What does the IDA assess? The IDA assesses 4 key areas of a child's development. 1, awareness of self and environment. This may include knowing what a police officer does, knowing colors, opposites. 2, cognitive skills. Examples include knowing rhymes and some letters. 3, language and communication. This includes speaking in full sentences, understanding instructions. 4, physical development, using crayons, scissors, or hopping on one foot. IDA results. After the IDA is complete, parents will receive their child's results from family and early childhood. Results are presented using the color codes described below. Green, appropriate development. Yellow, experiencing some difficulty. Red, experiencing significant difficulty. And white is not complete, meaning the child did not complete enough items in the domain to generate a result. What is the IDA used for? The IDA is used to assess areas of strength and areas yet to be developed, identify children who may need extra support, monitor learning gains during the first years of school, and to support a positive transition to school. The results can be used to identify children who may require extra support, provide guidance and assistance to children, inform and involve parents in meaningful ways. School visit in May or June. Hopefully, we'll be able to have a visit where your children and the parents come to have an exciting opportunity to spend a portion of the day in the classroom with our kindergarten teachers. During this time, your child will gain a sense of what school will be like through planned activities and will have an opportunity to meet some of their future classmates. Invitations will be sent by the school, so please ensure that we have a current address on file so that we can send it out to you. Parent-school partnership. A child's formal education begins in kindergarten, but their learning begins at birth. Parents are their child's first teacher, and parents know their child best. A positive partnership between parents and school contributes to positive outcomes for children. The transition to school. There's 4 areas of developmental growth. The first area is social development. The key skills are sharing, taking turns, playing with others, making decisions, and independence. Sharing. It's important that your children are able to share objects, meaning sharing one object between more than one person. And also, it's important that they're able to take turns with an object, even if it's something that they prefer to play with. Taking turns is also very important. When we have a large number of students in the classroom, they need to be able to share attention, to be able to wait until it's their turn. Playing with others. During the current pandemic, it's sometimes challenging to have opportunities to do this, but when it is safe to do so, it's really highly encouraged that you would offer opportunities for your child to play with other children their own age. Making decisions, so your children should feel comfortable to make age-appropriate choices. For example, would you like to wear your yellow shirt or your red shirt? And independence, being able to dress themselves and get their food out of their containers on their own. These are things that you can work on before they come to school. The second area of developmental growth is emotional development. The key skills are understanding feelings, taking responsibility, willingness to try new activities, being able to solve problems, and feeling secure through routines. Understanding feelings. It's important to understand that everyone has positive and negative feelings, and that's okay. But it's how we act, how we respond to these feelings that sometimes we have to work on. Taking responsibility. So age-appropriate responsibility might be that if we do something wrong, like make a mistake, it's okay, and we should admit to it and move on from it. We all make mistakes. Willingness to try new activities. In the classroom, children will constantly be exposed to new activities and new objects, so it's very important that you encourage your child to be willing to try different activities. Being able to solve problems. Oftentimes in the classroom, we encounter students who have difficulty solving problems that may seem simple to you and I, such as there aren't enough chairs at the table, and they don't know how to solve the problem by simply going to another table and taking a chair from there. So as much as possible, you can help your child to solve problems on their own. Feeling secure through routines. School is typically very routine. We follow the same transitions every single day. So it's really helpful if you can work on that at home too by having morning routines and maybe routines for going to bed at night. Children really thrive on that, and it helps them to feel safe and secure. The third area of developmental growth is language and intellectual development. So the key skills would be engaging in conversations, oral language, knowing rhymes and songs, being aware of numbers and letters, and knowing about books. So engaging in conversations and developing oral language, that would be where you provide opportunities for your child to engage with you in a back and forth conversation. Also encouraging your children to recognize things in their environment and to discuss and explain how things work around them. Knowing rhymes and songs, it seems that more and more children don't recognize nursery rhymes, and those are really wonderful for developing language. So if you've still noticed some nursery rhymes or if you see books about them, it would be great to point them out to them because rhyming is foundational in reading. And knowing songs, it's a really fun way for kids to learn through singing and songs too. Being aware of numbers and letters. So again, pointing them out to your children in the environment, and you can even begin by pointing out numbers and letters that are significant to them. So for example, if your child is 4, maybe recognizing the number 4 and pointing that out to them. And letters, maybe connecting letters to their name and names of other people in your family. That might be a good place to start. knowing about books, so knowing where you begin reading, how you hold a book, how you turn the pages, where the pictures are, where the words are. Those are all great skills to work on. And also, it's not listed on here, but having your child recognize their own name and begin to learn how to read the letters in their name and also to write their name, great skills to work on prior to coming to kindergarten. Fourth area of developmental growth is motor development. The key skills are running, jumping, and climbing, holding scissors and pencils, dressing independently, and being active. Running, jumping, and climbing can be achieved by playing outside. So as much as possible, it's important that your children are getting outside to play on a playground or even in your backyard so that they're having an opportunity to develop those gross motor skills. Holding scissors and pencils is important to help them develop their fine motor skills, but you can also work on these skills by having your children play with Play-Doh or engage with small objects such as buttons and coins and even macaroni. Dressing independently is very important for your children to work on. So before coming to school, you can help them to learn how to zip up their coats on their own, how to put their coats on, jackets, and even if a sleeve gets inside out, teaching them how to manage that situation as well. And as I mentioned previously, you can also work on having them zipper up backpacks and containers for lunches before they come to school too. And finally, being active is very important. And again, that's something that you can do largely outside, but if not, you can also work on those skills in your house by listening to music and dancing and other types of activities. I should previously have mentioned that all of these areas of developmental growth can easily be worked on through play. Play is so important for children, so providing lots of opportunities for them to play either with other children or by themselves or with you is very important, and it's a great way for them to learn in a developmentally appropriate way. You have a moment to breathe. Every day at school counts. Regular attendance is very important. Missed days means missed learning opportunities. It's also very important that your children arrive to school on time because a lot of important learning happens first thing in the morning when your children first arrive at school. So making sure you're punctual is equally important. Additional resources. For additional resources and information, you can visit the website listed below. Contact information. Please contact the school if any of the following applies to your child. Your child is currently receiving services. Examples include speech and language, OT, FICA, AIS. You can also contact the school if you have concerns about your child's behavior or if you have general concerns about your child's transition to school. We look forward to helping you transition your child to school through the planned events that we have shared with you during this presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the school using the contact information that was presented earlier in the slides. Also, please stay tuned for a video from some of our current kindergarten teachers outlining some other activities that you can do with your children to help prepare them for school. You might be wondering what you can do to help your child prepare for kindergarten. I know right now most of us, or a lot of us, have a little bit more time at home, so we're going to give you a few ideas of things
things that you can do to support your child to help them prepare them to come to school.
So a few things that you can do at home with your child is work with their name. That's one of their most important things to them. So they should be able to recognize their name if they see it on the wall or printed somewhere. They should be able to know what letters are in their name, and you could practice printing their name.
Some things you can do to work on your child's fine motor skills at home are having them practice using scissors. So when you give your child the scissors, you want to make sure their thumb is to the sky and then they're making a little alligator to chomp through the paper. They can also build their muscles in their hands by playing with regular things like Play-Doh.
So another big thing that you can work on with your children is their social skills before they come here. And one thing you want to be thinking about is their independence. So for example, can they put on their shoes by themselves? Can they put their coats on by themselves? Do their zippers? These are really important skills for them to work on before they come to school. You can also work on their turn-taking skills at home, even if it's just you and your children, making sure that you are providing opportunities for you to have a turn and then them have a turn. And also play. Play is really important. So you want to be playing outside as much as you can and encouraging them just to use their imaginations.
As well. I would recommend you have your child practice opening and closing their lunch can, their containers, as well as their book bag. We can't wait to see you!